Here we go. Flames flying into the air, and what a noise to greet the two sets of players. Boxing Day football, one of the great days in the English sporting calendar, and it doesn't get much bigger than this. Ipswich Town and Leicester City, the two best teams in the Championship so far this season. 35 wins and 94 goals between them already. Portman Road rises for two clubs who have been terrific since August, and Leicester know 3 more points tonight will put them 9 points ahead of Ipswich Town in second. That might just be a decisive gap. The Foxes march out in their change strip tonight, the peachy yellow number, Ipswich in their famous blue and white. They stand either side of the EFL arch. In the middle, the referee is Sam Barrett, and we are all set. It is very difficult to get a ticket nowadays at Portman Road, and it is absolutely heaving again this evening. What reaction will we get from them after that 4-0 defeat at Leeds? And can Leicester City win once more? Another 3 points, and it will be 20 league victories already this season come the end of the 26th of December, Ewan.
Already in this first half of the season, Leicester have had some tough games away from home, but have come through those tough times, tough games. For me, this is the toughest. If you look at Ipswich's league record at home, just 1 defeat in their last 27, and that was against Ipswich. This will be a tough night.
Team news, 1 change for Leicester from the win against Rotherham. James Justin is on the bench tonight. Connor Cody comes in, so it's a reshuffle at the back. Wout Faes Nomali is on the left-hand side, but we'll see exactly how that transitions into a formation when the game gets going. So Mads Hermansson is in goal. The back 4 of Ricardo, Cody, Yannick Vestergaard and Faes. That tried and tested and brilliant midfield of Harry Winks, Wilfred Ndidi and Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, with Abdul Fatawood and Stephy Mavididi again either side of Patson Daka, who's really come into his own in recent weeks. On the bench for Leicester, Stolacic, Justin, Callum Doyle, who returns after 3 months out, Cassidy, Iheanacho, Sutar, Chowdhury, Cannon and Yunus. The Leicester players are just going through their final warm-ups. They ran over to applause the 2,000 travelling Leicester City supporters. Mads Hermansson's just bounced up and down on his line, and now he runs to the penalty spot and does the same. And this is the Ipswich side. 3 changes from that heavy loss against Leeds. In come Harness, Taylor and Wolfenden. Out go Luongo, Broadhead and Tuanzebe to the bench. Ipswich with Václav Hladký in goal, Harry Clark, Wolfenden, Cameron Burgess and Leif Davis the back 4. Jack Taylor and Sammy Morsley in midfield, the captain, with Harness, Connor Chaplin and Wes Burns behind the former Fox, George Hurst, who has really taken to life at Ipswich, first on loan last season from Leicester and then permanently in the summer. On the bench for Ipswich, Walton, Ladapo, Ball, Williams, Jackson, Hutchinson, Luongo, Broadhead and Tuanzebe. Super noise inside Portman Road, a fixture which so many on both Leicester and Ipswich sides have been looking forward to for months, ever since it looked like these would be the top 2 around Christmas. This Boxing Day clash felt incredibly important. The Ipswich players emerge from their pre-match huddle. It is going to be them to get us underway. What to expect over the next couple of hours, and how big might this result be come the end of the season. So much football to be played, but such has been the quality of these two clubs' start in the Championship. A huge night lies ahead. But first, the Leicester City players take the knee. No form of discrimination accepted anywhere. Referee has a look at his whistle, blows it. Connor Chaplin gets the ball rolling. 51 goals in Ipswich Town's 11 home games thus far. We know it's rarely dull when Leicester are in action under Enzo Maresca. What will we expect tonight? Well, a first attack inside 11 seconds from Leif Davis down the left. Yannick Vestergaard did the defending, and then it's given away in midfield by Fatawood. Chaplin then gives that to Stephy Mavididi. And Ipswich will try and play tonight. That will give Leicester City opportunities, most definitely, Ewan, but also they have to ensure that they keep themselves defensively good as well.
We just saw that threat down that left-hand side with Leif Davis, who's full of energy, who's full of running down that left-hand side. I think Fatu just sort of falls asleep, doesn't open his body out, couldn't see the man on the ball and the run, the man that he should have picked up. I mean, the only thing that surprised me was Davis's ball into the box was a little bit of a poor one for the standard that he set himself this season.
Yeah, he has been an assist king ever since he arrived from Leeds. He had his hardest day in an Ipswich shirt, actually, with the own goal and the penalty he gave away. Crossfield pass to Wes Burns, who can run at Wout fast. Burns with the cross, it's an excellent one, and neither George Hurst or Corner Chaplin gambled. I think that's the game for Ipswich. Can they get Burns one-on-one with Fast? They did there, and Leicester survive a nervy moment after a minute and 20 seconds.
It's a great ball from left to right from Jack Taylor.
And Hurst, we know, is big, and he, of course, has gone over to Cody instead of Vestergaard for obvious reasons, but he wanted a free kick. Referee didn't give it as Mavididi runs into the box, and Mavididi gets to the byline here. Wolfenden with the block. But Leicester have really come into their own in the last 2 or 3 minutes. They've won themselves a first corner of the night in front of the Sir Bobby Robson stand, and they are the dominant team at the moment.
Yeah, you know, I spoke about the strengths of Harrison Clark and Leif Davis going forward, you know, full of energy, bombing up those flanks, but they are questionable defensively. And we've already seen it more than once now, especially down this left-hand side with Harrison Clark.
Here comes the corner kick from the Leicester left. It's taken short to Dewsbury Hall. Barely mentioned his name so far. It's a lovely ball into the box. Wilfred Ndidi was up, won the header, put it over the crossbar. That is Leicester's best chance of the night after 10 minutes. Still 0-0.
You've got to say it's a free header, isn't it? What, 7-8 yards from goal? It's a well-worked corner, one that's been prepared on the training ground. Good ball in from Dewsbury Hall.
January transfer window for Leicester is going to be interesting as well. Here is Cody, one of those who arrived in the summer, to Yannick Vestergaard, who's been reborn under Enzo Maresca. Short now to Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with the long sleeves and the gloves tonight. And he looks up, and Mavididi is in space, and it is a peach of a ball. And Mavididi has controlled it down, and he's up against Clark. This is where Leicester want him. Crossed in, headed away by Burgess. But Mavididi is finding lots of space tonight. 23 gone, 0-0.
The problem that Harrison Clark has got, that he's getting pulled so close to Wolfenden. You know, he can see the runs that Ndidi's making, and Morsey isn't really going with those runs, so he's sort of in two minds. Do I go with Ndidi but then risk that ball getting to this left-hand side to Mavididi? Then I've got a lot of ground to make up to close him down.
Oh, Daka, he's turned Burgess brilliantly here, Patson Daka. Mavididi's in space once more, edge of the box, shifts it onto his right foot and scores spectacularly. Oh, Stephy Mavididi curls a beauty beyond Václav Hladky. Leicester lead in this top of the table clash, and as things stand, they are going 9 points clear. What a strike!
I mean, we've got the best seats in the house to see that goal. Once again, it's great build-up play. This time he's closer to that 18-yard box when he receives the ball. He opens his body out. You can see what he wants to do. You can see where he wants to put that shot. It's an absolutely magnificent strike for his 8th goal of the season from Stephy Mavididi. But once again, the same old problem. Defensively, Ipswich far too narrow. Harrison Clark far too close to Luke Wolfenden. But a magnificent goal.
Busy period, of course. Cardiff away in less than 72 hours. You looked at the fixture list and you're either home or away on Boxing Day and the 29th, and Leicester drew the short straw. But it's been a very impressive opening 28 minutes.
I'll be there on the 29th as well. Cardiff City Stadium, looking forward to it.
So will Leicester, the way they are playing at the moment. Here is Wout Fass, fires it back to Vestergaard, who looks up and looks for the run of Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, and what a pass that is, and he's controlled it magnificently, Dewsbury Hall, and he's into the box. Burgess, that's a big call from the referee, no penalty. Dewsbury Hall is adamant he was fouled. Burgess got back, but much like at Birmingham, actually, the first touch from Dewsbury Hall on the run, which went to the final day, despite the fact all of them nearly got 100 points, and the way this season is going in the Championship, who knows how many points you're going to need to get promotion. Leicester in the live league table are on 61. And they've won the ball here. Ndidi to Daka, back to Ndidi. That's a good challenge from Harry Clark on the slide. Ndidi bursting into the penalty area. One more short touch and he would have got a shot away and he might have scored.
That's a great tackle, great challenge. Time to perfection, and it had to be time to perfection from Harrison Clark. Really good little 1-2 give and go between Ndidi.
Header from Burgess there up against Fatawu. Leaves him in a heat. Referee plays on. It's back with Hermansen. Short to Yannick Vestergaard. Remember when I asked Enzo Maresca after the late West Brom win, said 15 league wins is very impressive for the start of December. Just said we need 15 more. And it wasn't a glint in his eye, it was factual, and I'm sure that is the message, as you perfectly put there, Ewan. Leicester look to bounce back at the first time of asking, and they might be in here. Mavididi has won it, the goal scorer. He slipped in. Daka shoots, saved by Gladkey. Real opportunity. Again, Leicester's press was magnificent. They got beyond Morsey. Mavididi with a goal and now almost an assist. Patson Daka in such excellent recent form, and that was a real chance for two.
4 in 4 for Patson Daka, but still looking for his first goal away from home.
Here is Harness though. He's escaped the challenge and he's released Davis, and Davis crosses it and Burns arrives and fasted ever so well. He'll concede the corner there, but he gets a big hug from Mads Hermansen, because had he not got back, Wes Burns may well have slammed Ipswich level. That's the first time that they've really undone Leicester with a fine move, but Wout Faes applauding that as Leif Davis walks over to take it, and Leicester need to be careful at the start of this second half. They quelled this capacity crowd really well in the first half. Davis is going to swing in the first corner of the second period, and Burgess is up, and that is a chance. And he knows it. He's headed wide. Cameron Burgess, if that's on target, it might be 1-1.
Well, his head's in his hands. He's shaking his head as he runs back towards that halfway line. Once again, it's a magnificent ball from Leif Davis.
Dewsbury Hall points to the referee. Makes his point further as Morsey feeds Burgess, and now here is Leif Davis on halfway, right in front of Enzo Maresca. Into Harness, that's a very nice back heel to Leif Davis. Davis gets into a shooting position. He does shoot, it takes a deflection. Unfortunately for Leicester, it sort of scoops up straight to Mads Hermansen, either side, and that might have been 1-1.
Now, just got to get to grips with this second half once again.
Harness goes beyond Ricardo, who is on a yellow card, so he had to kind of pull out of the challenge. Harness again to Leif Davis. Davis into the feet of Taylor, and Taylor, wow, blocked by Harry Winks. Winks knew that he had a shot on him. Ball balloons up into the sky. Ipswich win it back, and you can hear the roar from Portman Road now. Leicester with a very important spell in this game, you feel. Morsey goes beyond Iheanacho and shifts it to Clark. Mavididi almost won that ball, but he's got it out to Burns. Now Faes has defended Burns really well tonight, but he gets his cross in there. It's beyond Jackson. Fatawu clears up towards Iheanacho, who did well, and then he's going to get the ball back from Mavididi. It was some pass. That is some piece of skill from Iheanacho, and he's released Dewsbury Hall. Has he? No. Gladkey comes out. Sweeper keeper, and he had to be there. Otherwise, Dewsbury Hall might have added to his goal tally after some delicious centre-forward play from Iheanacho.
That was magnificent from Kelechi Iheanacho. A hard ball to control.
Did well, but then cleared the ball to Burns. Ipswich were patient there and almost created the moment. I heard Jerry Taggart and Matt Elliott back in the studio saying how tactically interesting this game was. It certainly is at the moment. Two teams playing the way their coaches have asked them to, and here's Jackson back to Chaplin. Chaplin will shoot, and Hermansen, brilliant save to his right hand side. Portman Road was ready to erupt. Chaplin hit it well. Hermansen equal to it. Long trip on Boxing Day, and they're being rewarded at the moment. And here is Iheanacho, who picked up the ball and strode forward and has picked out Mavididi. Mavididi one-on-one with Clark, back towards Dewsbury Hall. He's surely fouled there. No, says the referee. Well, that looked more of a penalty shout than the one in the first half, but the referees waved it away, and instead of a Leicester penalty, it's Ipswich who are on the attack.
Well, I just don't know why Dewsbury Hall falls down there if there isn't contact. I think the two centre-halves, they've let him get in front of them.
You never know nowadays. 5. Well, it's given the home fans more encouragement. Luongo and Morsey back in central midfield for Ipswich. Here is the captain Morsey, drives his team on. Ladapo, already see he's much more of that back to goal centre forward than Jackson, who came on for Hurst. Now Hutchinson will run at Fass, and he tricks his way beyond Wout Fass. Amari Hutchinson into the box here. Can he pull it back for someone? He can. It's Ladapo! What a block! Leicester throwing themselves in front of everything. I think that was Yannick Vestergaard, and it's again outstanding defending. They need to be careful of the short corner. And the Leicester City fans in full voice on the far side. They have had to work very hard for these points now, as they would have expected to have. But I guess they might just take as much satisfaction in a 1-0 like this, at a place like this, than if you beat a team 4 or 5.
Sometimes you've got to grind it out. Sometimes you've got to roll your sleeves up and dig in. And Leicester have had to do that in the second half.
There's an accusation last season in particular that they weren't able to do that in so many games, but the steel tonight that Enzo Maresca has imprinted on his team has been invaluable. Still not over yet. 3 of the additional minutes to go, and Fatawu, that is a very dangerous ball across the face of his own goal. Well played from Fass to bring it under control and keep Leicester on the football. Cleared up towards the striker, who is Mavididi, but it was won by Clark, and now Hutchinson will run at Mavididi, who gets back. Another important challenge. Hutchinson takes the throw short to Sammy Morsey. Morsey goes beyond Cassidy. Morsey on his left foot, shoots deflected. Oh, it's in! What a massive slice of luck for Ipswich Town. Mads Hermansen is wrong-footed. Portman Road erupts, and in the 3rd minute of added on time, Ipswich have equalised. 1-1.
It's the cruelest of deflections. But 1 minute, it was a fantastic block from the young Italian Cassidy. This time he just gets caught in possession. Sam Morsey doesn't score too many goals. He's only got 2 goals this season. It's more of a hopeful shot than anything, and it's a comfortable save if it doesn't take that deflection. But once it's deflected off a Leicester player, you know, there's no way that Mads Hermansen can then get his balance from going to his left back to his right to keep that out.
Leicester have got the game back underway with 90 seconds left. Is this the chance for Leicester City with 30 seconds of the 5 added minutes to go? It's with Mavididi. He runs down the left-hand side. Morsey stops him at the expense of a throw. Mavididi thought for so long that he'd won this game for Leicester, but he tosses it back to Wout Fass with 15 seconds left. Fass will take this throw up towards Iheanacho. Wolfenden's there. Where is it going to drop? To Hutchinson, and Hutchinson just clears up towards Ladapo. Cody is there. Cody will go back to his goalkeeper. The 5 minutes are up. Mads Hermansen clears. Lovely pass. Looking for Fatawu here, and Fatawu will control that down. And Burgess comes across and has put that out of play for a throw. I'm surprised we're going on here. Referee is allowing the game to go on after the 5 additional minutes. Can Leicester snatch it late?
Just guess for the time that the goal scored, the celebrations.
Must be. Leicester aren't in any real hurry to take this throw. It's been dropped down to Ricardo. Ipswich fans now are desperate for the full-time whistle. Ricardo right deep into the Ipswich half by the corner flag. Still hasn't taken it. Still the game goes on. Still hasn't taken it. Throws it back here to Connor Cody. Cody across to Yannick Vestergaard. On we go. Back to Cody. There is the full-time whistle. Leicester so close to a 20th league win of the season, but right at the end, pegged back by Sammy Morsey's deflected strike. And the 2 top teams in the Championship this season have put on a real show at Portman Road, but they end with a point apiece. And Ipswich, despite being 6 behind, celebrate it much more than Leicester City. Stephy Mavididi with the glorious opener. Leicester thought that would be the winner until Morsey struck in the 93rd minute. And the top two could not be separated at Portman Road. Full-time score. Ipswich 1, Leicester City 1.